If you wanted to build a real-life Jurassic Park, you'd probably choose a remote island, somewhere isolated, surrounded by deep water, where your creations could never escape. Well, during the Cold War, Soviet scientists did exactly that. Only they weren't building dinosaurs. They were cooking up something much smaller and infinitely more terrifying. This is the story of Vozrozhdeniya Island, the place where humanity created its most monstrous microscopic nightmares. In 1948, the Soviet Union needed a place to test biological weapons. They needed somewhere far away from civilian populations, with a hot, dry climate that would naturally kill off stray bacteria. They chose Vozrozhdeniya Island. It was so highly classified, it didn't even appear on public maps. To the military, it was simply known as Aralsk 7. At its peak, this island was a fully functioning secret town. It had schools, a post office, a movie theater, and homes for over 100 scientists and their families. But on the other side of the compound, behind triple-locked steel doors and heavy air filters, scientists were playing God. So what kind of monsters did they create here? Normal diseases weren't enough. The goal at Aralsk 7 was to take existing pathogens like anthrax, the Black Plague, and smallpox, and genetically modify them. They engineered them to be resistant to modern antibiotics. They made them more stable in the air so they could survive being dropped from a bomber. In short, they turned natural diseases into weaponized, indestructible superbugs. They tested these creations on animals. Hundreds of monkeys, sheep, and rodents were caged on the island's open-air test ranges, exposed to aerosolized plumes of these modified pathogens. And for a long time, the deep, salty waters of the Aral Sea acted as a natural moat, keeping these monsters trapped, until humanity made a massive ecological mistake. To irrigate vast cotton fields, the Soviet government diverted the primary rivers feeding the Aral Sea. The sea began to evaporate. Year after year, the shoreline receded. By the 1990s, Vozrozhdeniya Island wasn't an island anymore. It had physically joined the mainland, becoming a peninsula. The natural moat was gone. A land bridge had formed, meaning any buried pathogens or infected animals could walk right off the island and into populated areas. To make matters worse, as the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, the scientists hastily abandoned Aralsk 7. They took what they could, but they left behind tons of weaponized anthrax spores buried in giant stainless steel drums beneath the sand. In 2002, a joint team launched a covert mission to clean up the island. They dug up and neutralized between 100 and 200 tons of buried anthrax. But while the bulk of the threat was neutralized, the island remains a ghost town. Today, the ruins of Aralsk 7 sit rotting in the desert heat. Scavengers have stripped the metal, and wind-blown salt dust whips through the empty laboratory windows. Scientists still warn that dormant spores could survive in the soil for decades. Vozrozhdeniya Island stands as a chilling monument to scientific hubris. It's a reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters aren't the ones we find in nature, but the ones we build ourselves. Thanks for watching. If you want to dive deeper into the world's most forgotten and forbidden places, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.